So, ladies and gentlemen, it takes a big man to admit when he was wrong, and I was absolutely wrong about Ludwig. You see, I called Ludwig a plastic rat in a previous video. And as it turns out, Ludwig is not only a plastic rat, but he's actually evil. And what I mean by that is it has come to my attention that Ludwig's father died of alcoholism. Let me repeat that one more time. Considering what we're going to be talking about today, that is absolutely pertinent. I don't usually bring up people's families because I think that that is usually unacceptable, except in this case where Ludwig has talked about on stream his father and his father's alcoholism. And so this is absolutely pertinent. This absolutely should be brought up because if you have a guy who is willing to not only knowingly give alcohol to an alcoholic with this sort of backstory, but go a step beyond and champion it. And don't worry, I'm going to play the clips again. We're going to watch the clips of Ludwig celebrating giving alcohol to an alcoholic when Ludwig was 10 years old, his own father died as a result of alcoholism. How evil and psychopathic must you be to have a backstory like this, to have something like this in your past, and then go and try to push that on other people? So for those who are unaware, I uploaded a video called Ludwig is a Plastic Rat. And in this video, I made it perfectly clear what I thought about Ludwig. I don't like him. I don't like the disingenuous nature that he has, the way that he interacts with people, which is so phony, the way he kisses people's ass and puts on this persona, this, I'm a nice guy, I'm advertiser safe, I'm brand friendly, and then is friends with Hassan, collabs with Hassan, and will even take down a huge part of his YouTube channel, Mogul Mail, because people were pushing him to criticize Hassan, and this guy doesn't have a spine or a sack, and so couldn't do it. But anyway, I want to go to this video that I did yesterday, and I want to play this clip because I think this is pertinent, because Ludwig is a slimeball. He's somebody that tries to ooze and weasel his way out of any situation. Oh, I didn't say that. They're misrepresenting me. They're lying. They're exaggerating. No, we're going to play you, Ludwig, you cocksucking piece of shit. We're going to play you in your own words. That's what we're going to do. You freak. You decided to host a party, and then you encouraged a guy that you knew had alcoholism because you said it in a clip that we're about to watch. You decided, you know what? Let's give this guy a bunch of alcohol. Let's make this guy take a breathalyzer, and then let's celebrate. Yo, a 0.25. Woo! 0.25. Yeah. Oh, and then it's a 0.32. Well, wow. Yeah, that's something to celebrate.
His life even more after one of his friends put him in a horrible situation that he should have never been in to begin with. Let's watch this shit.
He's like an alcoholic.
And by the way, I want you to listen to this again.
Mango is like an alcoholic.
Ludwig invites a known alcoholic to this party. This is at the beginning, by the way, guys. This is at the beginning. He invites a known alcoholic. And by the way, I am not justifying anything that Mango did whatsoever. This guy has some demons he needs to fight. But let's focus on health.
Yeah, it's not like this Mango guy. You can condemn his situation. Obviously, you know what he did was wrong. There's no question that what he did was wrong. But the idea that this guy is in some kind of unique position and that, oh, these streamers are just so far above that. They wouldn't do anything, you know, unsavory or untoward. No, these streamers are degenerates. Yeah, so you saw from the clip I wanted to play the whole thing. You saw from the clip that Ludwig knew, he absolutely knew that this guy Mango was an alcoholic. And you had even somebody there, Valkyrie, props to her for saying, hey, you know, maybe this is a bad idea. But it gets far worse. Okay? It actually gets far worse. And what I want to show is this right here. Because some people may say, well, you know, that's a voice. We want to make sure it's Ludwig. I hear you.
It was weird as fuck. But regardless, let's keep going here. So Ludwig invites a known alcoholic to his party. It gets worse.
Mango can drink 30 beers and act the same he does off no beers.
That's crazy.
Cap.
That's what I used to say when I would drink and drive.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, dude, trust me, man. Yeah, I can drink a bottle of Jack Daniels and drive just fine. Yeah, let's listen to an alcoholic. Let's listen to what an alcoholic says.
He's a machine of a
He
man.
said he had 7 beers already today.
If you ask him how many beers he's had lifetime, it's probably above 10,000.
Probably maybe not let that guy have any more beers at your streamer event.
Yep. Hey, guys. This guy is a known alcohol abuser. So you know what I'm going to do to be a great friend? I'm going to give him more alcohol. Man.
You're not prepared. You're not prepared for what you're about to see next. If you haven't seen it before, and you don't really know who Ludwig is, but you've heard, oh, yeah, this is a popular streamer, you're not prepared.
And that's a great idea.
He's the chick.
With Valkyrie immediately saying and expressing concern for, isn't this event enabling him? W's to Valkyrie for understanding how bad of an idea this is.
Yeah, you know, I'm critical of a lot of these people, but credit where credit is due for calling out Ludwig.
Putting the camera on him, all of their actions are their own. I had nothing to do with it. While he's celebrating,
Are you talking?
look at this, look at this. He's celebrating, putting the camera on him, cheering for him abusing more alcohol on camera. While this guy's smiling, thinking, oh, dude, great. Meanwhile, Mango's numbers are down. He's pretty much willing to do anything to make numbers go up. And he's thinking, oh, so this is good content. This is what people want me to do. Wow, look at this. Yeah, let's give a cocaine addict more cocaine and cheer him on live on stream.
Guys, Mango just blew a .25!
That's crazy. Is there any conversation about how like people like Ludwig and everybody else were encouraging him to drink? Are you telling me this is what led to him?
By the way, at the time, this guy and Tectone weren't aware, at least I don't think they were aware, of Ludwig's past with his father. That Ludwig's father died of alcoholism. At least that's what is currently on Wikipedia. Of course, you can't trust everything you read. But according to internet sources, Ludwig himself has talked about this numerous times, multiple times, over and over. So I think that it is absolutely fair to bring this up.
He didn't take any accountability whatsoever. We're going to keep going here.
Yelling and celebrating his insane amount of alcoholism.
3 times over the legal limit.
I'm not saying that he's not responsible for
He is responsible for his own actions. However, Ludwig should be punished for enabling this.
anything that he did. But aren't you responsible for creating a safe environment? This does not create a safe environment.
Absolutely not.
Hey, everybody!
Ready for this?
Mango just blew a .32!
So apparently,
He went from a
I
.25.
just want you all to understand that a .32, I need people, because I just want you to understand this. I'm not being hyperbolic here. A .32 is a dangerously high level of intoxication. At this level, a person is likely to be in a stupor with little comprehension of their surroundings or actions. There have been numerous cases of alcohol poisoning and death at this level, and immediate medical help is required. Not suggested, required. This level of BAC is 4 times the legal limit of intoxication, which is typically 0.08 in many places. At 0.32 BAC, a driver is hovering near complete loss of consciousness or even fatality. The effect of such a high BAC include potential total loss of consciousness, signs of severe alcohol intoxication, and risk of coma or respiratory failure. This is not a joke. Like, I want you to understand, when I criticize streamers and content creators, usually it's because they're just generally degenerate and stupid and selfish and self-absorbed and godless and soulless, and they have like all of these bad traits and bad characteristics and stuff, and they believe things that are absolutely atrocious. Ludwig goes a step beyond that. Ludwig did something that is purely malevolent evil. 0.32 is not like, oh, haha, guys, our friend is drunk. 0.32, and having that breathalyzer, 0.32 is dangerous levels of intoxication, and medical help is required immediately. But Ludwig decided to use this guy's health issues. Decided to use this guy's health issues to make content. And then, when it came time to actually be held accountable for his bad behavior, he threw this guy under the bus, because that's what these content creators do. They throw each other under the bus. No accountability, no integrity, just, yeah, we're going to throw this guy under the bus. It wasn't my fault. I didn't do anything. I just was the host of the party and encouraged it and championed it and celebrated it. What a piece of garbage. Anyway, let's watch Asmongold give his take.
I think Ludwig is a fucking liar. I think he's a fucking snake. And I think he would throw anybody under the bus to avoid a hate threat of his own.
Ludwig tries too hard to appeal to people, I agree. I'm not going to go as hard as Tectone, but I think that he tries too hard to appeal to people and it makes him feel inauthentic. I think that's where a lot of the negativity and hostility towards Ludwig comes from.
Well, I mean, it also could be that he's a bad person and supports bad people. I mean, not to get too far into this aside, but can we also talk about the fact that Ludwig and his bimbo airheaded wife, husband, girlfriend, whatever you want to call him, that
I am presenting the award
that they decided to do this
for Rising Star today, which highlights the streamers of tomorrow, or the day after if they decide to not stream. I've had that joke written for 3 weeks. I'm sorry. The nominees are Alex, Frojan, Keo, and Prince Zam Live. Oh man, it does have a little guy on the back of it. That's great. All right, and the award goes to... Oh God. Frojan.
Yeah. By the way, Frogan won Rising Star Award twice. Apparently, she's so big that part of her was still entering into the arena a year later. But yeah, like Ludwig and his orbit are all a bunch of just cucked out, degenerate retards. And yeah, apparently they're all evil. And it's pretty shocking. Mainly because Frogan, by the way, every time I see a clip of Frogan, she's eating. Just gonna point it out.
I have no pity at all for any fucking soldiers. Distress, thank you so much. I will never have any fucking pity for any fucking soldiers. U.S. military? Boo fucking who? I hope you get PTSD.
And then, what a pause. Her going in for the next bite of food. Yeah, so, God, this is a serious topic, and it's hard to be serious when you look at Frogan. I hope that Ethan Klein sues you into oblivion. You disgusting fat amorphous blob, you degenerate retard, you American troop hating, terrorist supporting freak. That is just shocking. But Rising Star of the Year twice in a row. But yeah, I wanted to play those clips. I wanted to get those all documented because I think it's important. Because Ludwig is the type of person that tries to weasel his way out of things. And no, guys, they're misrepresenting me. They're misrepresenting. No, they're not. No, they're absolutely not. No, we're just calling you out for what you did that was wrong, and you are allergic to accountability because you are a privileged, pampered, spoiled, plastic rat. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's going to do it for talking about this clown. Hopefully he oozes his way back into obscurity and we don't have to mention him again, but there will inevitably be something. Because people like this never learn their lesson. They never recognize and acknowledge the things that they do wrong. They just continue to make the same mistakes. And by the way, let me say before we end the YouTube video, let me say, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please consider doing so. You get notified of my YouTube community tab. And my YouTube community tab is filled with gems like this. Yeah, this is an AI, by the way. This is a real picture. This is a picture of Hassan collabing with Moist Critical. Yeah. Couple Moby Huges. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank you for supporting the channel. And I'll see you next time.